Chief Barnes, of course, there's a lot to be proud of that Seattle Police did in the last year and a lot of metrics showing crime coming down. A year from now, what do you hope to be able to stand here and tell the people of Seattle that your department's accomplished this year?
A year from now, I hope to stand here and say that we maintain those efforts, that we did not see much variation in crime, that we are hiring just as many officers, that we are retaining the officers that we have, that our proactivity has doubled, which is very important to me, and that people feel safer. And that some of the conditions that people have told me about, we've been able to work on those. I want a successful FIFA World Cup, but I want people to know that whatever we do for FIFA has to be sustainable. We want to make sure that that area is safe for people before, during, and after FIFA, and most importantly, community trust. We want more partnerships from the community, more information from the community, and more just overall working together and more proximity with each other, more increased meetings like Our City, Our Safety, and just more efforts. I think that is the key. We have to continue on the path that we're going on. We have to stay consistent because it, quite frankly, is the key to our success right now.
You mentioned communities. There's no community that's more in a difficult spot right now than Rainier Beach. Sure. After 2 young men were killed down there. What's the latest on that investigation? Is there a link to gang violence? Have you found out any sort of background about what happened, and what's the department doing now to hold someone accountable?
Yeah, so our officers and detectives are working extremely hard on that case because it involves juveniles. I'm not allowed to comment on that case. But one thing that I will tell you, and I'll tell our community, is that we have a full complement of officers that are working that case and the case in Pioneer Square. We work them all the same. We use all of our resources. I've authorized overtime for anyone who wants to come in and work on that, including our analysts at our real-time crime center. And so we're going to stay diligent on this. We're going to follow all leads. And if anyone in the community has information about either case, whether Rainier or Pioneer Square, please call our police department, give that information so we can follow up on that lead. Even the smallest of things that you may have seen could break a case.
And do we know, is there a connection to gang or group violence?
I'm not going to comment on any connections that there may be for the integrity of the case, but our officers, again, and detectives are working very, very hard on it.
But that is a persistent issue in Seattle, something you're
I think group violence is a persistent issue in many communities, but we see it here as well. The definition of gangs is broad, and the common person thinks about it as these groups of people who all have the same color and insignia and belief or value system when it comes to crime. But it could also be people who have a hierarchy, some type of chain of command, and I'm not sure that's the case here in Seattle.
The city's made a huge investment in the real-time crime center. Yes. And in expanding those cameras, yes. But that comes with controversy. Some say we're worried about ICE getting access to this system. Mm-hmm. Is the system vulnerable to ICE accessing it? And what do you say to those who may be reluctant about expanding the system?
Yeah, there may be vulnerabilities in everything that we do, but I do not believe that those vulnerabilities are feasible. Our data is only collected for 5 days if it's not an active investigation. There has been no case in the United States of ICE giving a subpoena for real-time crime center footage. We have about 60 cameras in Chicago that has over 30,000 cameras, a robust real-time crime center. They had National Guard, they had immigration enforcement. I have not been informed of any time that they've asked for those footage. I think that we need to focus on Seattle and focus on making sure that people are safe, and no matter what the threat is, we cannot allow anyone or anybody to change the way we are keeping people safe. Because if we do that, then they've already won.
Yeah. You always say we do more with more. And
I have not said that.
You say with we can do more.
Yes, with more. Okay, yes.
So I want to talk about recruiting.
Yes.
Really impressive numbers.
Yes.
Where the department has been able to expand. How do you keep up that momentum, and what's your pitch for people who may want to join the department?
Yeah, we have a campaign going right now called As You Are, and I love it because we're trying to appeal to people that you don't have to apply for this job and think that we're going to change you. We're not. We want you to come in as you are. if you care about community, if you care about kids, if you care about particular areas in crime, drug use, then we have a spot for you here. And we have a lot of recruiting events going on this year. I think the increase in our salary, the base salary being $117,000, the highest in the state and potentially in the region, is great. We have a hiring bonus for people, and for qualified lateral officers, we have a $50,000 sign-on bonus. So the department is very attractive financially, it's very attractive culturally, and now that we have some consistent leadership and moving forward, I think we're going to be okay.
Great. Anything else you want to add or have us emphasize today?
I think today really represents just one step forward in what we want to do, which is increase public safety, decrease the number of victims that are victimized in our city, and we saw that last year. We want to continue the momentum. The road to public safety is never straight, but we're going to continue and to do what we're going to do. The idea is consistency, better analysis of crime data and human intelligence, and accountability. I think that's the recipe for us.